For number 19, what we need to do to check if something is a solution, then remember, all that means is when I sub it in or plug it in, it gives me something that's true. It works. So let's see what happens. If I have try A, if I wanted to check the first one, I have to make sure it works for both. So I get negative 5 times x minus 5 times y is greater than negative 5. And let's see if this one works out. So let's try A. I get 4 and I get 5 for y. And if I do this, I'm going to get negative 20 minus 25 is greater than negative 5. And we know that negative 45 is far less than negative 5. So that's not true. So it's not A. Then we move on to the next one. So I'm going to plug it in again. This time for x, I'm going to use 8, and for y, I'm going to use 2. So if I plug in negative 8, I get that. And if I plug in 2, I put it there. And I get positive 40 minus 10 is greater than negative 5. And when I subtract 40 minus 10, that's positive 30 is greater than negative 5, which is true. Now remember, for it to be a solution to the system, it has to be a solution to both. So we can't just stop there and say that's the answer. We still have to check the other one. So the other one says that negative 3 times x plus 3 times y is less than 5. And I'll sub in the same negative 8 and 2 into there. So if I plug in negative 8 for x and 2 for y, I'm going to get positive 24 plus 6 is less than 5, which says that 30 is less than 5, which is not true. 30 is bigger than 5, so it's still not that one. So now we have to do the same thing again. So this time we'll erase this again, and this time we're going to plug in negative 1, negative 1. So we know it's not A, we know it's not B, so we'll move on to the next one. And so summing that next one in, I'm going to try 1 and negative 1. So I'll put a 1 in for x, negative 1 for y. And I get negative 5 plus 5 is greater than negative 5, which is 0. And we know 0 is greater than a negative number, so that's true. When I try it here, 1 and negative 1, I get negative 3 minus 3 is less than 5, which is negative 6 is less than 5. So I see it works for both. It works for this one, and it works for this one, and so that must be our answer, which is C.